Seth, you know about Seth? Seth told Rob and Jane, and Jerry and Esther, especially Jerry, devoured those books later on, that you create your own reality. Those were the words that Jane coined in response to what Seth was transmitting to her. You create your own reality. And today, we would like to say to you that, yes, indeed, you create your own reality. But there's a word that we would like to insert that will make it easier for you to understand. You create your perception of reality. You create your perspective of reality. You create your vibrational ability to see reality. You realize reality based upon what you are doing vibrationally. So, have you ever watched a documentary, or have you ever been in the experience yourself where you were an eyewitness to something that someone else was an eyewitness to? And since you were an eyewitness to it, you have a perspective of what happened. And as you explain your perspective, you're sure you're right because you saw what you saw. You perceived it. And then someone else explained what they saw, and what they saw was something different than what you saw. And you're sure they're lying. Because what you saw is very valid and real to you. If there is anything that we would like to present to you in a way and find enough analogies and examples to help you really get it, something that would serve you better than all other things put together that you will ever hear from us or anyone else, it would be that your perspective is uniquely yours. And if you could give up your determination to explain yourself in enough different ways to get other people to see it the way you see it, oh, life would begin being sweet for you right now. If you could just accept that everybody gets to create their version of reality, and that you will waste your life in trying to get them to accept your version. Because the life that they have lived and the vibration that they're offering is the reason that they see it as they see it. You can live in the same community and have two very different lives. And what most of you say is, well, of course we live different lives. That guy lives in a mansion and I don't. Of course his perspective is different than mine. That guy inherited money from his daddy and I didn't. Of course we have different perspectives. That person was born da 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 da. As you try to explain why you are not all living the same, you miss the only point that matters. You have different perceptions of reality over which you have complete control. But most humans do not exercise any control over your perception of reality because you're so busy dividing and defining and cataloging and pigeonholing reality into different piles and placing judgment upon it. Oh, that's a bad thing. Let's put all those bad things over there and those bad things over there, and they're different in their badness, but they're bad things. And as you spend that natural time defining whether you want it or not, you also, without meaning to, practice the vibrational frequency of the very things that you put in the bad piles. And then, because it's part of your vibration, it prevents you from discovering the good piles because your vibration's all wrapped up in what's in the bad piles. And then, we love you so much. You know what's coming next after that statement. And then, you look to something outside of you to make the difference. You look for someone else to fix it. It started with your mother or your father or someone up close to you. Please change this condition. There is a condition in my reality that I see that I don't like. And when I look at that condition, I feel bad. And I don't want to feel bad. That's the first thing you knew about yourself. You don't like feeling bad. So when you're looking at a condition and you feel bad, and you associate feeling bad with that condition, then of course it's logical, we get it, why you want that condition to change. But you are not the boss of those conditions. You are not the creator of someone else's reality. Have you run across the concept or the notion of unconditional love? Been hearing it. A lot of people talk about it. Hardly anybody gets it. Most think that unconditional love means, Look at a condition that is horrible and love it. So you need a lot of practice at that. But you can't look at unwanted and be a vibrational match to wanted, so you're never able to accomplish that. That's what makes you want to define things and explain things. But we want you to understand that what unconditional love is, we're going to make it easier for you. Unconditional love, unconditional clarity, unconditional appreciation, unconditional alignment, because love and appreciation and clarity and eagerness and all of those words that describe good feeling, they all mean alignment with source, and that's what love is. Alignment, pure alignment, non-resistance. So unconditional love or clarity is about being in love or clarity. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. But the words unconditional love are not just a goal for you to accomplish. It is also the process by which to accomplish it, all in the sentence. Unconditional love means love. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It means, do you know what it means? Can you feel what it means? It means withdrawing your attention from the condition that prevents the love. Unconditional love means there are conditions that you love and there are conditions that you don't love, but when you train yourself to sift and sort for the best conditions, you train yourself to be a conditional liver. You're looking at conditions, and if there are good conditions, you feel wonderful, and if there are not good conditions, you feel terrible, but then you have no control because your reality is full of conditions. Have you noticed? There are conditions everywhere. Don't turn on the television, whatever you do. It will bring a myriad of conditions to you. The television news networks, they scour the planet for things that they know will frighten you. And they dramatize them and they put them on 24-hour cycles and they put music behind them and they bring them right into your living room and they say, practice unconditional love. And we say, you just can't look at that stuff without the opinion of your source about it rising in a vibrational frequency that will let you know where you are in relationship with it, you see. So unconditional love means you got to decide that first and foremost you want to be in alignment, and if it requires withdrawing your attention from conditions that don't allow your alignment, then so be it. That's what unconditional love is. It's caring more about love than about perusing the conditions. It's about caring more about alignment or love, appreciation, clarity, than being right. Oh. That's hard to take, isn't it? When you decided to come forth into this physical body, you did not say, I'll go forth, I'll be born, splat. And I will find the right way of living, and I will convince others to come that way with me. You didn't say anything like that. You said, oh, what a wonderful world this is. The diversity of this time-space reality will provide for me the most wonderful format for new ideas to be born within me that can be realized by me. Not new ideas that can be born within me that I will then take everyone else by the hand and show them the error of their ways and the rightness of my ways. Not one of you said that. You were aligned with Source then. But then you get here and you don't feel so good, and your assumption is that the reason that you don't feel good is because that condition makes you feel bad. So then you set out to change a condition that you have no control over, and then you get defeated, and then you become so judgmental about the way others live. Those far from you, those in masses, and those up close to you. You know, I felt a lot better before you said that to me. You shouldn't have said that to me. You should not have said that to me. I was happy before you said that to me. But now you've said that to me. I'll never forget that you've said that to me. I'm going to use the fact that you said that to me as my reason to be miserable for the rest of my life. Oh, don't try to take it back now. It's too late. You can't take it back. My misery is my own. You're laughing, but you do it every day. Felt a lot better before that happened. If this condition were different than it is, then I would feel better. Maybe so. But if your feeling better is contingent upon that condition changing right before your eyes, you're in deep doo-doo. Because there is a momentum to all things. Things don't just happen. There is a momentum about them. Law of attraction and momentum are the same word. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So when you give your attention to something, you activate a vibration within you about it, and things like that then are coming to you. And once you cross the 17-second mark, you've got some momentum going. Once you are 17 seconds, and you cross the 68-second mark, you've got enough momentum going that without a conscious decision about it, it's going to take off for a little while until you sleep. And the nice thing about sleeping is when you sleep, momentum stops. You can pick it right up, and usually do the next day, but you don't have to. So, as we're visiting with you about creating your own perception of reality, it may feel to you that we're trying to teach you how to control the conditions of your life. That isn't what we are wanting to teach you at all. We want to teach you to control your alignment with your broader perspective, because that's where your happiness is. The success that you're seeking is alignment. But then we have to say to you that once you consistently find that alignment, the conditions of your life will meld and mold and become vibrational matches to the frequency that you are predominantly offering. So you will change the conditions, but we want to say to you, you can't let the changing of conditions be the motive for the reason that you are finding alignment, because if the changing of a condition is the motive behind finding the vibrational alignment, now your attention is upon the condition and you cannot get there from there. You cannot get there from there. Then you step into what you call tolerance. You just put up with it. You fool yourself. You kid yourself. You use words. You get a smile on your face. Say happy sounding things while you are emitting a vibration that is different from that. That doesn't work out very well, does it? So here's the basic statement that we want you to hold in your mind as you are moving forward forevermore. The universe does not hear what you say. The universe hears what you mean. And what you mean is what you're offering vibrationally. And you know what you mean by the way you feel. So if you are feeling uncomfortable about something, you have some refocusing to do in order to bring the discomfort into comfort. And as you begin to discover that you have the ability to bring yourself into that comfortable alignment, oh, then so many things that you've been wanting will flow into your experience. You have been sifting and sorting, and in the process, you've been launching these rockets of desires. And in the process, you've created a vibrational version of the reality that you are seeking. Now, we want you to understand that to you, it's a future version of a reality that you are looking for. But to us, it's an existing reality that you've already carved out that does exist. Can you hear the difference in that? When you want more money, you become vibrationally more prosperous. And even though you doubt it and you don't let it flow into your experience, you have become a more vibrationally prosperous being. So we began talking to you about this vortex. It's a vibrational reality that existed in part before you even came into this physical body, and that you've been adding to vibrationally ever since. And so for a while, we talked about it for quite a while with you. We wrote a whole book about getting into the vortex, being a vibrational match to the vibrational reality that is you. And after a while of listening to us, you were very kind and nice and patient with us as you were watching Esther wave her arm around about this place that you can't really see, while Abraham insisted that this is a vortex of creation and that everything you want is in there. And if you could just look more carefully, you could see it, that this is the vibration, this is the vortex, and you want to get in there, and you say, oh, okay. I don't actually see anything now that I'm in there. And then we said, of course, you don't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, because that's all about the manifested version. In other words, the vibrational reality is, hear this, we're only going to say it to you 1,000,000 times. The vibrational version of it is, oh, we can't wait to tell you, and yet we want to let there be enough suspense that you remember when we do tell you. The vibrational version is unconditional.